And shippers, I mean, if we're going to them and saying, hey, we can electrify your freight at the same price of diesel and you meet your sustainability goals, their ears sort of perk up and they're willing to at least hear us out.
It almost sounds too good to be true. Electric freight at the same cost as diesel? But at the 2025 ACT Expo, WattEV CEO and founder Salim Youssefzadeh says that's exactly what they're doing. So how are they pulling it off? And which electric truck is doing the heavy lifting? WattEV is a trucking-as-a-service provider, offering everything a shipper or carrier needs to electrify their operation. At ACT Expo 2024, I spoke with Salim about how WattEV planned to build the largest electric truck fleet in the US. This year, I caught up with him again to find out what they're doing with that fleet now.
Really, over the past year, we focused a lot on growing our fleet, growing our relationships with shippers, and just hauling as much freight as possible. And today we've got about 80 trucks in our fleet made up of all the various OEMs. We also have 2 of the Tesla semis that we're putting to the works and they perform pretty well. But we're doing close to about 75,000 miles loaded, so actually moving freight a week. And we're doing that every week. So it's really been about refining our relationships with the shippers, seeing how we can expand that, and then creating routing engines and optimizations off of that to really grow it.
Before we go any further, if you're enjoying clean trucking news and videos, you can get more delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up for our free weekly newsletter using the link in the description below.
The shipper side of things, I mean, they obviously care about sustainability, but they're not willing to pay more for it. And very few of them are, and if you do find one, you're very lucky to keep that shipper as close as possible. But regardless of what the mandates are or what the regulatory environment is, shippers have those sustainability goals and they want to meet those targets. But again, they're not willing to pay for it. So is there a way where we can come in and move those at par with diesel rates? And the only way to do that is if you increase the utilization of that asset so that you can really, be competitive on those diesel rates. So what we're actually doing is that we've basically created a load pipeline from all of the shippers that we're working with and start creating optimal routes for electric trucks. As you know, electric trucks come with a number of more constraints over a diesel truck, right? And what we've done is that based off of those load pools that we have, we can come in and create optimal tours for our drivers. So a perfect example is that I have, a load that needs to go from San Bernardino down to San Diego. That's about 100 miles, a little over 100 miles. What we try to do is there a matching load to come back up, right? So if I was to do just one way with an EV, even with a diesel, it's not really economical. But what we're able to do is match those returns and then also factor in the charging times to see, how long will it take to charge when that next truck will be ready. So we're really pushing the utilization of these assets as much as possible. And yes, we're doing close to 75,000 miles a week, even more sometimes. But on a truck basis, some trucks are doing 500 miles or more a day. Wow. Which on a legacy OEM that has 300-mile range, we're pushing it to the limits.
In other words, WattEV is electrifying freight at diesel prices by squeezing every bit of value from their trucks. With smart routing and carefully planned return trips, their fleet rarely runs empty. Currently, how many charging depots do you have?
We have 5 online today, covering most of the Southern California basin. I mean, that's more than any other heavy-duty charging fleet has today. And really, it's continually growing. So we've got another 15 sites in the works that cover the entire West Coast. These are all shovel-ready, have grants tied to them, and we're moving full force.
Now, I remember not long ago, WattEV announced that you're going to be gathering more Tesla semis into the fleet. Along with the Tesla semis, what are the other rigs that you're running?
Yeah, so right now in our fleet, we've got BYDs, Volvos, Nikolas, and then the Tesla semis as well.
Are there any of them particular standouts?
The Tesla semi has performed pretty well for us, right? I mean, we've tested all of the major manufacturers, and being able to charge very quickly and have a lot more range, it definitely allows us to expand, what we can and can't haul, right? So, for instance, if I look at a Nikola or a Volvo, your range is very close to 300 miles, if not less, and your charge rate is going to take about 2 to 3 hours. Now, going to the Tesla Semi, we have a 500-mile range. We've got megawatt charging capability that brings our charge time from 2 to 3 hours down to 60 minutes, maybe less. I mean, you're charging at a 1,200 kilowatt rate, so you're charging very, very quickly, and you're able to get that truck back on the road and hauling more freight. So that only increases our utilization of those assets. That also increases the radius of which those trucks can operate.
Okay, well, Salim, once again, thank you very much for your time. Anyone who wants to see our interview from last year, check out the link below. And Salim, thank you very much, and can't wait to talk to you next year.
Great to see you.